Your frog's at it again. Gonna try and take you someplace interesting. But again, I find myself west on the National Pike. The road I've done, they had a C-zone. If this is the National Road, I might find an amphibian, the National Toad. Never mind, that one didn't go over very well. We got Shakespeare there. As we approach Ellicott City again, with slow traffic. Wonder if the Bubble Man's out. I know how to find out.
That's good, I like that.
Anybody out there? There we go.
Hey, Barry! Barry!
Hey, Bubble Man!
Barry! Hi! Hi! Oh, got him.
We got him. We got the Bubble Man.
Yeah.
The trip's worthwhile. As of now. Don't have to go anyplace else. I'll just go back home now. And again over there, the former start of US 29 southbound to Florida. And somebody wants to make a left turn to get to Florida, apparently. Finally. See you in Pensacola. Not. Again, the Clampett Mansion over there.
Yeah.
But as often as I'm here, I should be the unofficial mayor of this place. The unofficial mayor of Ellicott City. Alright, onward. On to bigger and better things. I guess. And once again, on I-70, which US 40 also follows. Also going this way to be a bit more expedient, I guess one could say. And I also get to climb a few mountains and get to peek into a mountain valley. But up there, lots of traffic heading back east on the other side of the road. Don't know why the backup. Up here on the right is the rest area where the DC snipers were caught back in the fall of 2003. Right up there. They caught those two DC snipers back in 2003. And one's since been executed, and one wants a new trial. So your bullfrog says, go figure. I'm a murderer and I want a new trial. And now descending into our next valley, which contains Hagerstown. And now we're in the Hagerstown area. But here, departing the freeway for a bit to go check out a couple Chesapeake Ohio Canal spots. Originally, the ramp to this road from I-70 didn't exist. They put that ramp in the late 80s just for us. And now coming into a place called Downsville. I once met somebody named Jerry Downs who lives around here and who also owns Crystal Grotto's Caverns. Met him back in the mid-80s. haven't been through here since the mid-2000s. It's been a while for me. And now this becomes Dam number 4 road, because that's where it ends, at the C&O Canal's Dam number 4, which we will see. Haven't passed this way in a while. When I last went to Dam number 4, back in the mid-2000s, I went there by bike, not by car. And will soon be descending into the Potomac Valley. Here we go, into the valley, with more of those tight curves. A little too tight. We made it. The canal's to our left someplace. You'll see it. Once again, among some history. Right by Dam number 4, which we'll soon see. But over here you see the Dam 4 winch house. Built for storage, obviously. And at one time, there was a drop gate inside there. The drop to block the canal for repairs downstream. Drop gate long removed. In fact, that's what the winch was winching, the drop gate. Now we'll take a walk and check things out. A part of the canal down there, which this crosses over. Around the winch house. And down there someplace is the dam. And more of the canal. A view of the winch house from down below. The canal's towpath used to go right through there. In fact, you can see slats there in the wall, in the stone wall there, where the drop gate would have slid through. Right there, that horizontal thing there. That's where the drop gate once was. Pretty cool to have been able to see how it looked with the drop gate dropped. And again, the C&O Canal towpath looking east, where I've had many a bike ride and where I've had many a memory as well. I miss riding here. And now here we are, right by C&O Canal, Dam number 4, in all its glory. Built in the mid-1800s and once almost destroyed. There was a small hydro plant there on the West Virginia side of the river. Don't know its capacity though. Probably just generates for the local area, or it's a buffer plant, one of the two. But there it is, dam number 4. And now we're above the dam, where it's quite a bit quieter. But you don't want to fall in there. People used to fall in and not get out alive. I've seen rescues going on here back in the 80s when I first used to come out here. All kinds of personnel out here, ambulances and whatever, but they couldn't save anybody. So don't get too close to the edge and don't fall in, because your bullfrog can't save you. And this way we will look east down the Potomac, which today is a pretty blue. In the distance, a little smidge of South Mountain. We crossed that to get here. But that's it. Dam number 4, built 1856. These days, the canal towpath takes a detour instead of passing beneath the winch house as it once did. It comes up this way and goes around this way to bypass a section of the canal for whatever reason. Down that way. So you can go that way over the bypass part, whatever. Or you can go down here and stay on the original towpath, down there where the grass is. Of course, people do go both ways. They'll get back around the winch house. Must be the season of the winch. Huh. Another 60s music joke there. That's a song by Donovan. And our canal again. Right, hold on, I'm coming.
See, this is good for.
On to our next location. I come for the history, but other folks come for other reasons. Some stuff along here as we ascend out of the valley. Oh, hello. I just finished saying interesting stuff around here. Interesting stuff shows up.
Sure.
I have ESP. Nice day out there though. Temps in the upper 80s. Now we're on Dillinger Road, named after a cave in the area, which I explored back in 1985. And now we're on Avis Mill Road, heading for a mill that once went by that name, and 6 others. And now arriving in the area, I'll have to find a place to park this contraption. But there's McMahins Mill right there. Look who's by the mill to greet us. A cat that likes history. So let's go get it some. And here's the business side of McMahins Mill, one might say. Oh, our cat's back. Back in the 80s, the mill suffered some flood damage in the Potomac flood of 1985. Here's how it looked when that happened. The mill was once powered by an overshot wheel, which you see there. Initially, the wheel turned the machinery straight on but later on in its last years it was used to generate electricity. The mill went out of operation, I believe, around 1923 or 24, give or take, around the time the canal went out of business. And the mill produced flour and feed. And again, down by the Potomac on the C&O Canal. This area was known as Big Slackwater. Reason being is there is no canal proper between dam number 4 and a point about a mile to the west of here. So the canal boats use the river directly instead of a canal. Hence the term slackwater. When I made my documentary back in '97, the towpath was almost totally washed away, but it's been restored since. I'm not sure if I care the way they restored it, but it's been restored. Because by making it concrete like that, it is not authentic. For me, it's got to be authentic. And right there's some allergists for you. Dam 4 to the east, Shepherdstown and Williamsport to the west. And now heading west, but as I keep saying, I miss those bike rides. But as I said, here there is no canal proper, just a towpath. The canal resumes about another half mile around the bend there. Some stuff across the way there on the West Virginia side. But here, a little ways down the towpath, is the entrance to Howell Cave, somewhere up there. I'll try and get a closer look if I can. And there it is, the crawlway entrance to Howell Cave. And I've been in there. Other openings here too, but they don't go anyplace. Kind of a nice grotto there though, in the shade. But right now there is a stream flowing out of the cave, which would make the cave almost impossible to enter. You have a wet belly if you crawl in. Certain times of the year, a stream flows out. And again, our cool grotto. And again, the Potomac, severely overused at this point. When I did my documentary back in '97, it was nowhere near this noisy here, or this crowded. Lucky time to split this area, which is a lot more noisy than it was back in '97 when I rode my bike through here doing my documentary from my bike seat. And again, Slackwater. Yep, a very overused river here. But we're out of here. There's our mill again. Lots of cats around here though. I guess they go down to the Potomac and catch themselves some fish. A lot of cats back there though. Like the cat capital of the Potomac. Potomac cats. Alright. Interesting though, how that mill back there once went by 7 different names. Now it's McMahins Mill. At one time I could rattle off all 7, but I doubt I could right now. Let's see. Avis, Charles, Cedar Grove, Old Flowering, Galloway's, something else, and now McMahins Mill. I'm missing one of the names. But 20 years back, I could rattle them all off. Yeah, I'm getting old. As the song says, I got a heart of gold, but I'm getting old. Still, it's interesting how instead of Nashville cats, we had Potomac cats. They gotta change the words to the song. I'm now heading west on Route 68. Once I'm part of Maryland's Black-Eyed Susan route. From the ocean to Oakland and Garrett County. The ocean to Oakland route. And I made a video of it back in the 90s. But I gotta get a better one. The problem is, I did that video on New Year's Eve on a really short day, and around here the sun began going down. Around this time, no less. But I've got plenty of sun left. We'll go to Williamsport as our last hurrah. And now coming into Williamsport, a one-time typical C&O Canal town. After the canal shut down in 1924, a lot of canal boat people retired to this town. Canal down there somewhere. We'll get to it. I'm now about to cross a bridge once crossed by Robert E. Lee. We crossed the previous bridge, but he crossed here. It got rebuilt right after he crossed it. Over the C&O Canal. It's an old Bullman truss, built in the 1860s. And it still works. Over there, US 11. Again, the bridge crossed by Robert E. Lee. But down here at one time, there was an old rail spur coming off of the original Western Maryland Railway. Right there, crossing over the canal. Up until just a few years back, the track that was here was still in place. Now it's gone. But behind me in the road, still some rails in the crossing there, former crossing. The tracks once continued to a power plant up around the bend. Again, looking towards the canal. Apparently some rails are still up there. But they raised the draw span up so we can walk across it anymore. Now it's way up there. Used to be at towpath level and we could walk across it. And up there, the one-time mechanism for the draw span. This was built in 1923 to lift the bridge over the canal for canal boats to pass beneath. an air canal again. So let's see. If the bridge was built in 1923 and the canal was abandoned in 1924, that bridge only drew for 1 year and then rusted in place. Interesting to think about that. The bridge only functioned for a year. Those tracks across the canal are where the Western Maryland Railway once terminated before being extended west in 1905. It ended here, and they would transfer freight from train to canal boat, and sometimes even vice versa. And again, Bobby Lee's bridge. But here beneath the US 11 bridge, a lot of birds appear to be nesting in what appear to be hornet nests. Maybe they're hornet birds, I don't know. And here we have Cushwa Basin. Obviously, I hope. Back in the day, there were freight deliveries made here at the basin. Almost the boats would tie up and turn around. And apparently, now offering boat rides. Don't know how far down the canal they go, though. Need any coal or bricks? Now you know where to come. And last but not least, the Kanakacheek Aqueduct over Kanakacheek Creek. In fact, at one time, the aqueduct got damaged by a canal boat. A boat hit the wall while passing over it, and the wall collapsed, and the boat went into the creek back in 1920. And 4 years later, the canal got abandoned. Not because of that, though. Because of revenue declining, obviously. And the ascension of the railroad. And now looking down what would be the trunk of the aqueduct. The wall that collapsed is on the right there. Well, that's why there's no wall there. It collapsed. That's where the boat went through.
It's gorgeous.
Again, a popular tourist spot. But anyway, the boat sat in the creek for a while before it got pulled out, with folks just staring at it. Williamsport, Maryland, on the C&O Canal. Your most typical canal town. And now about to recross the General Lee, so to speak. Now departing Williamsport the way we came in. Now temporarily north on Interstate 11. I'm going to use this to get to I-70. Yep, back to my drag. And there it is. Guess what direction I'm going in. You guessed it. And now back on 70. Further down though, it's backed up going back east. Hope it isn't now. They apparently still backed up. We slowed down a bit. We're again moving. But for the heck of it, I'll take Route 40 east for a bit. The road that I turned 1 year old on. About 100 miles from here, if not more. This might be the current US 40, but it's not the current National Pike. This is a replacement road that got built in 1948 to replace the pike between Frederick and Hagerstown. And this stayed the route until I-70 got put in, starting in the mid-60s. And also glad I came this way because I gotta make one more pit stop at this here place. Yep, one of my usual joints here. Is that a good word to use? One of my usual joints. I better find myself some new terminology. Alright, time for some time lapse. And our time lapse is done. Oops. Almost got caught off there. Hey, no jaywalking in the parking lot. Okay, we're gone. I'll keep on 40 for a bit longer. Hopefully when I get back to 70, it'll be clear. Might even be more scenic than 70. The original route is almost devoid of traffic because everybody's on I-70. And if I'm not mistaken, US 40 once ran all the way west to, I believe, Oakland, California, before being truncated in Nevada someplace. How about that? Or somewhere thereabouts. Maybe it was Frisco this road ran to. But now the number 40 ends in Nevada, but the road without the number does keep going to California. It goes on numberless. Oh well. But we'll depart 40 here at Pickup Bridge Road, which will take us to the proper National Pike, the original Pike, and original US 40, which I've shown you before in Day Odysseys. And here we cross over I-70. You've seen this bridge from below before. I've shown it to you. It's an arch bridge. And there it is. Original National Pike. We'll be going east to the left. I hopped over to the original Pike because this way it's easier to pick up Interstate 70 going back east. If I stayed on the modern day 40, I'd have to trudge through Frederick to pick up eastbound 70. Don't want to do that. You know, why should I do that when I can just go here and go east very easily? Guess where I'm going? You guessed it. Forget Washington. Not this time. Sorry, Donald. I'll almost sunset, so I guess we'll soon start losing light. Actually, not too bad of a drive on this interstate. I-95 is worse, way worse. I-95 is like I-5. You want to forget that it exists. Here, 40 and 70 split, and that goes where we began, Ellicott City. With Barry the Bubble Man, again. Now, if Barry is out there every weekend, he must have an outfit for each weekend. He must have 52 outfits, I would assume. He's been a leprechaun, a bunny rabbit. How about Bumblebee Man on The Simpsons? Ever dressed like him? Oh, there goes Speedy there. Hey, there you go. Put on your Bumblebee Man outfit and be a bumblebee. Well, better than a wasp. Of course, I could dress like a frog and get Barry some competition. Get Barry a run for his money. I'll be Bullfrog Man. I know what. I'll dress like a toad. Then I'll be a road toad. On the National Road, as I said earlier. A National Road toad. And back in the Baltimore area. At long last. Or at short first. Pick your expression. We're going north, but not to New York. Not this time. That's another odyssey. Making our way back to our part of the world as we gradually lose light. You have time to get back to the hood. And now back in the hood, finally, around 9:30 p.m. The night might technically still be young, but I'm not, so I better get in. Got some cleanup work to do too, from still in the process of moving. But once again, thanks for spending part of your day with me, and I hope you'll do it again.